Madam Web. So, in case you did not know, Madam Web ain't doing so hot in them streets. It is one of the worst rated movies in the comic book genre. I don't even think the numbers are helping either. When it comes to the Rotten Tomato score, this thing is at a healthy 13%. This movie is so bad. Only 500 people bothered. Audience. Now, keep in mind, when you have a great comic book movie, you will have this be in the tens of thousands. You'll have hundreds of thousands of people. This thing didn't even get to 1,000. It's at 500 plus that even bothered to go see it. Yikes. Let's see what the numbers are. The worldwide right now, it's got $55 million. What was the budget? The budget, did it even have a budget? Let's see, box office. No, I don't know. Full financials? No. Okay. 55 is not good. Oh, here it is. Budget was about $80 million. This thing ain't even make its money back. It didn't even make its money. Y'all remember the time they thought that they was going to have a sequel with this? But I'm not here to beat up on Madam Web. I'm not. But apparently the Hollywood Reporter is. So I thought we could just talk about it because there's a little bit more about the inside story about the collapse. And they're saying, forget about that whole sequel thing. Forget about it. Okay. Right here, it says on Wednesday night, you could actually watch the advanced purchase sales decline in real time as buyers were refunding their tickets. This is coming from a major theatrical chain executive. They said it really says something when you'd rather have Shazam 2 numbers. What y'all call that? Emotional damage. Yo, you mean to tell me? So I don't know, AMC, Regal, whatever these major branches are, they saw the tickets that were there for Madam Web. These are people that already bought the tickets. And they said in real time, we could see them numbers just going down. Refund, 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 refund. Damn. I've never heard of something like this in my life. Never. Now, let me be on the record by saying I don't believe that this movie deserves this level of treatment. Now, I've also been very clear. I don't like Madam Web. I'm not a fan of it. I've also said I don't think it's worse than Morbius. I think a lot of people forgot how bad Morbius really is. But it's also splitting hairs. Do you want to eat some mud or do you want to eat some boo-boo? It's the same difference. So I don't really care. But my God, this decline is terrible. But at the same time, what do I always tell y'all? You have to show the studios what they do right and what they do that does not work. Madam Web is not something we ever ask for. Now, I know sometimes, we get things we don't ask for and they turn out great. That's fine. But Madam Web was not something that was in demand. And Madam Web was also something that was completely and poorly executed from top to bottom. Nothing about it was even put with a remote bit of care. And it's not even a shade on the creators because let's just say the creators did their best. Good for them. A+ for effort. And let me also make something clear because I really don't like it when people bring this into the conversation. I got to be clear about this. I don't care how hard movies are to make. I respect the movie making process. Okay. And I can reconcile both of those things, mainly because I'm a film critic. My job is to judge and critique the finished product, not the process of filmmaking. I assume that whether you're an indie filmmaker to a big budget filmmaker, you all work hard at making a movie. I'm assuming that nobody sits there and just kicks up their feet and just says, make this movie. I don't believe that it's easy at all. So that argument of, oh, these films are hard to make, so we can't criticize them, it don't gel with me. I don't care. That's like a basketball player, a football player. Don't they all practice? Don't they all work out? Don't all athletes have to work their butts off? But at the end of the day, are you winning the ship or are you losing a whole bunch of games? So I don't care about the process. I respect it, but it's not my thing to care about. So when it comes to Madam Web, I don't care how hard people work. That's a given. But what I do care about is the decision making that was made. And here's my problem right now. Who made this decision? These are the guys that are responsible for Madam Web. These guys right here. These guys did Dracula Untold, The Last Witch Hunter, Morbius, and Gods of Egypt. Who told y'all to hire them? Why would you hire them? I can't feel bad when you literally say, you know what? I'm not even going to look for a franchise player. Hey, I'm going to get the person at the end of the bench that we just got from the JV team. Hey, you going to start today. You know what we call that in sports? Tanking. It looks like Sony is tanking by putting the Madam Web, I'm sorry. It looks like Sony is tanking when they're putting the Morbius creators, the Gods of Egypt writers, to make them part of this process. Do y'all even care? So it's hard for us to feel any level of sympathy when you clearly had better options and you said, nah, let me go over there to the replacement players. Let me go over there to the people off the street that already have a terrible resume. Their resume is not good. And I'm here for giving people a second chance. But golly, how many second chances is it? 1 second chance, 2 second chance, 3 second chance, 4. You have what? How many second chances do you really need? So no, I don't feel nothing about I don't feel bad for none of these Madam Web folks at all, because y'all made a decision to not put the best people in the right places to have the best product that you could have potentially had. But anyway, it goes on here to say there's no such hope for Madam Web. Plus, the features collapse doesn't just impact this film, but also a new potential franchise led by Dakota Johnson that Sony had hoped to spin out. Bye-bye, that's gone. It says here we're not going to see another Madam Web movie for another decade plus, and this was from an industry veteran. It failed. Going on, you see, someone says here, I don't know if women are enough to carry the box office here. This was coming from a veteran studio source outside of Sony. Indeed, males do make up 65 to 70% of the superhero audience in North America. In the case of Madam Web, the percentage of female viewers was still only 46%. Now, here's the one thing I don't like. I feel as though this type of critique is also lazy. I don't like the idea of simply saying Madam Web didn't work because it had women in it. That to me is sexist. It is just stupid, and it's lazy commentary. Madam Web had terrible other issues besides the fact that it had women in it. Having women in it has nothing to do with the success or non-success of the film. It's always going to come down to the characters, the story, and the directing. That's what dictates the success or failure of any film. We have too many solid films. Kill Bill. What? Kill Bill did just fine. What are you talking about? Miss me with all that nonsense. Shout out to the Woman King, by the way. I know that wasn't in the superhero realm, but black women are superheroes to me. But when you have these type of things, wait a minute. Didn't Wonder Woman make over $800 million? Wonder Woman, we ain't gonna talk about part 2, but Wonder Woman was solid. So what are we saying here? It's usually going to come down to, are you putting the right people in place? Are they telling an effective story? And do we believe it? What's another example? Aliens. Thank you. So, shout out to Sigourney Weaver. Women are never the issue. It's the creative process that is going to be, and sometimes the marketing as well. So I don't like the idea of like, oh, it's the MCU. And no, it's not the MCU. It's the fact that the movies just did not do very well. They probably were just not made very well. Let's stick to the actual facts and not lean into the sexism, because honestly, it makes you sound dumb. That's all. And again, I'm trying to help y'all out here. Okay. Listen to Uncle E-Man now. I'm trying to help you out. Don't go out there with, man, women can't sell movies. You sound dumb. It's not the problem. The movies just so happen to not be good. And they're not good for other real reasons. Writing, directing, cinematography, whatever. These are tangible things on an equal playing field, because guess what? Fellas, there's some bad movies with some men in there too. Okay. Didn't we just see them? Didn't we just what? There's a whole lot of guys here. What's up, Vin? How you doing? What up, Jared Leto? Like, it's not a gender issue. So I just want to really make that clear. Stop blaming women for bad movies and bad storytelling. Sorry, had to get that off my chest. So what else did they say here? It says here that the current mood on the Sony lot is gloomy. So they feeling very boo-boo right now at Sony. And what I would say to that is good. Feel bad. I want you to feel this. I want you to feel every piece of the failure of Madam Web, not to rub it in and make y'all feel bad, because I want y'all to course correct. I want y'all to do better. This is what needs to happen to all studios. Everybody is not expecting perfection. Marvel is not perfect. But you know what? When Marvel suffers a couple L's, man, they feel it. And guess what? They get up, brush themselves off, and try to do better next time. They don't do Venom 2. They don't do Morbius. They don't re-release Morbius in theaters again. They don't go out and make a Madam Web story by hiring the people that have a whole list of Rotten Tomato poorly received films and say, hey there, go make us some more movies. Feel every piece of this flop, every ounce of it, every dollar, and use that as motivation to do better next time. I don't sit here, y'all know I'm not a basher. I don't sit here and revel in hating stuff. I get frustrated because I'm disappointed when these things that could be good, baseline good. I'm not even saying anything has to be Infinity War Endgame level. I'm just like, look, what did I say about Madam Web? Just be competent. That's all I needed. I just wanted the movie to make sense. That's it. That's not even like this is what I asked my daughter who's in 4th grade when she has to write a paragraph. Just make it make sense. That's all. So we're not sitting here trying to root for the downfall. I want everybody to win. I know there's a business out there that's played. I know that every studio is not in a dream situation where Marvel's got all the rights and they can do whatever they want. I know that DC might not always have the best creatives at a time. I know that Sony is only restricted to doing certain things. I know all of that. But what I do expect, because y'all are getting paid hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars, and this is literally your one job, I expect you guys to at least tell competent stories. You expect us to pay for it. So I'm very, very happy that right now Sony is in a gloomy, bummy mood. And I hope they take that kick in the chin and they just pick themselves up off pick yourselves up from your bootstraps and do better. That's all. Y'all have to do better, because I'm sick of it. I need y'all to learn y'all lessons and not keep making these mistakes. But anyway, y'all let me know, what do you think about this Madam Web fallout? How do you feel about the fact that, Sony is they got a kick in the nuts? Okay, Madam Web, listen, they ain't even make their money back. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, especially with all the blaming of women and all that stuff. Whatever you think, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. This was just a segment of one of my live chats, and if you're interested in joining in on the next one, be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications for more. I've got more videos and reviews to do for you all, and until next time, I'll see you all later.